Hey there, everybody. Welcome back. We're continuing 8.7. This is our second video. So B on solving radical equations. We're gonna kick them up a notch. So far, everything's been straightforward and we've had no extraneous solutions or no difficulties. Our first example is going to be square root of 2 times x plus 5. Does that equal x plus 5? Or not does that equals x plus 5. All right, so we need to square this to get rid of the radical. This is not x squared plus 5 squared. This is x plus 5 times x plus 5, which is x squared plus 10x plus 25. And the left side is 2 times x plus 5. So this was the don't do or be careful rule. If I distribute this here, I've got 2x plus 10. I will subtract, since I've got a square, I need to leave the squares in and get everything on one side. X squared plus 8x plus 15. This is x plus 3 times x plus 5. We split this into x plus 3 equals 0 or x plus 5 equals 0. We get x equals -3 or x equals -5. Now we do our checks. Check for x equals -3. Square root of 2 times -3 plus 5. Does that equal x, which is -3 plus 5? This is square root of 2 times 2 equals 2. Square root of 4 does equal 2. So x equals -3 is a valid solution. Now we will check x equals -5. I have square root of 2 times -5 plus 5 equals, or does that equal -5 plus 5? This is the square root of 2 times 0. Does that equal 0? Yes, 0 equals 0. So again, they were both solutions here. Okay. All right, let's try another one. Square root of 2x minus 1. And then we have -8 equals -5. Now this is here because a lot of times people won't move it over. And if you try to square it as is, you can square it as is, but it doesn't get rid of the radical. So like if we squared this, we would have 2x minus 1 minus 16 square root of 2x minus 1 plus 64. That doesn't help. No bueno. So instead, we're going to add 8 to the other side first. We got square root of 2x minus 1 equals 3. We square both sides. We get 2x minus 1 equals 9. 2x equals 10 and x equals 5. And we'll do our check. 2 times 5 minus 1. We got a square root minus 8. Does that equal negative 5? This is the square root of 10 minus 1 is the square root of 9 minus 8. Does that equal negative 5? 3 minus 8 does equal negative 5. So x equals 5 is a valid solution. Okay. Next example. Square root of 5x plus 4 equals square root of 3x minus 1. Well, now there's square roots on both sides, but don't let that intimidate you. When you square both sides, it goes away on both sides. And we get 5x plus 4 equals 3x minus 1. I will move my x's to the left and my constants to the right. I get 2x equals negative 5. Divide by 2, and I get x equals negative 5 halves. So now we're going to do our check. I have square root of 5 times negative 5 halves plus 4. Does that equal 3 times negative 5 halves minus 1? This is 5, negative 25 over 4, or negative 25 over 2. If I write this over 2, this is 8 over 2. And over here, I got square root of negative 15 over 2 minus 1. This ends up being square root of negative 17 over 2. And this ends up being square root of negative 17 over 2 also. All right, so now whether or not this is allowed boils down to is an imaginary number appropriate for the problem? Well, we didn't even have an imaginary number. This works here. Because this is I root 17 over 2, I root 17 over 2. The sides are equal. So we're going to say x equals negative 5 halves is a valid solution. Okay. We got some more problems. Let's keep going. Let's kick it up a notch. We had 2 radicals in the last problem. We're going to have 2 radicals in this problem, but not everything's in a radical. It's going to change some shit up. When we square both sides here, left side square root of x plus 1, square that, we just get x plus 1. When we square the right side, 2 minus square root of x, that's, remember, it's not each thing squared, we got to distribute. And we get 4 minus 4 root x plus square root of x squared, which is x. So we still have a radical. Let's clean this up. Let's subtract x and 4 from both sides. And if I do, I've got negative 3 equals negative 4 square root of x. We'll divide by negative 4. And I get square root of x equals 3/4. We square both sides and we get x equals 9/16. All right, let's do our check. Nine sixteenths plus 1. Does that equal 2 minus the square root of 9/16? If I get a common denominator here, this is 25 over 16. And this is square root of 9 over square root of 16 is 3/4. So this is 2 minus 3/4. Here, I separate this. I've got 5 over 4. If I do square root of 25 over square root of 16, here 2 is the same thing as 8 over 4 minus 3 over 4. And we do get 5/4 on both sides. So x equals 9/16 works. All right. Let's do another one. Kick it up a little bit more. We're going to do square root of 2x plus 7 minus square root of x plus 15 equals -1. I think this is a little bit easier if we move one of these radicals to the other side by adding it. I will add square root of x plus 15 to both sides. And now we can square it. Here I get x plus 15 minus 2 times the square root of x plus 15 plus 1. And we'll subtract x. We'll subtract 15 and add 1 or and 1. So this is like minus 16. I've got x equals, not x, x minus 9 equals -2 square root of x plus 15. Now you might think divided by -2 is going to help, but I don't, these are all odd numbers over here. I'm actually just going to square both sides as is. And this, I get x squared minus 18x plus 81. Here, the -2 squared is 4. And then I have x plus 15, which is 4x plus 60 when I distribute. I will subtract 4x and 60 from both sides. I get x squared minus 22x plus 21 equals 0. This looks like x minus 21 and x minus 1. So the solutions are going to be that we're going to check are x equals 1 or x equals 21. So let's check. Check 1. Square root of 2 times 1 plus 7 minus square root of 1 plus 15. Does that equal -1? This is square root of 9 minus square root of 16 equals -1. 3 minus 4 does equal -1. So x equals 1 is a valid solution. We'll do another check. X equals 21. Square root of 2 times 21 plus 7 minus square root of 21 plus 15. Does that equal -1? This is square root of 49 minus square root of 36. Does that equal -1? I get 7 minus 6. does not equal -1. So x equals 21 is an extraneous solution. It's bad juju. We throw it out, and our only valid answer is x equals 1. All right. That's it for this video. We got one more topic to do, and then we'll be done. One more topic. Peace.